From chance encounters that sparked lifelong change to the small surprises that shift our perspectives, we ask, how can we stay open to life's most meaningful accidents? Today, Miles will break down his most loved unexpected moments and how it shaped his life.
To the rhythm of my intuition, anything I want, I speak into existence. That's how I'm.
Okay, Finding Rhythm, episode 28. Let's do it.
What does serendipity mean to you, and how has it played a role in your life?
I don't even know what the actual definition of serendipity is, but it's like, do you have the actual definition there?
I did. And then
It's, I think of it as luck along the way type thing.
That's exactly what it is, yeah.
And it's always funny, like what your life philosophy is and how you think about life and why things happen and how certain things lead to other things along your life journey. You know, is it already written or is it always unfolding? So what, am I picking out a moment of serendipity or?
Yes, you are.
I would probably say meeting Kevin Hennessy, who is my partner for summer skates. Right, like how does he, it's my dad's friend who owns actually the pool company that we work with, Jason Mitchell. He had gotten a pair of the original summer skates from my dad. And then Jason and his kid and Kevin, his kid, they were friends. So then it was from Jason to that kid to this kid to then to Kevin got the summer skates. Then he got connected. Then he reaches out to me and then we have this meeting and I'm 20 years old or 21 years old, something like that. And then I partner with Kevin. We built summer skates for a decade, right? Like, for how does that happen and what would happen if that never happens, right? Like I had the first 3,000 summer skates. I was selling them throughout the summer going into my last year at school. I had essentially sold 2,700-ish of them. And I was just getting ready to go back to school. And I wasn't even sure if I was going to do another order of these original summer skate ones too. Or if I was just like, okay, that was cool. I did it. Like I had the idea, made the prototype, made the product, right? I didn't have any experience of like building an actual big business or anything. And then that series of events happens. And then I'm having a meeting at Nino Diversa, this old pizza place in Aurora, with Kevin, and he's like, hey, like, I love this product. Like, I think we should partner up and I can get investment into it. And then like that moment, like changed the trajectory for everything. Yeah. So that's a solid one.
How do you cultivate a mindset that is open to unexpected opportunities?
Yeah. One, live your life with eyes open, like be paying attention to everything that's going on, right? I think a lot of times we can kind of live life with blinders up. I know I have in the past, but you know, there's opportunities for serendipity every day and all over the place. You never know who you are meeting, who you're going to meet, and it doesn't have to be something that like happens immediately. Like, didn't you get the internship here because your dad was at After 5 at this office, right? Like,
yeah, it was pure coincidence.
right? So like your dad is at this After 5 for the chamber, and he's at this office, and at the same time he knows that you're looking for internship for your last semester at school, right? And it's like this one connection too. It's like how does that happen, right? And what if that didn't happen, right? And you didn't come in here, and would I have done 28 episodes of the show, you know? So I think just being open to life and the whole experience of it too, it allows you to have opportunity for serendipity and for those moments, and be open to connections with people, not be thinking of it through the lens of, what's in it for me right now, right? I've met people that have then come back like years later that, have had a positive impact.
In what areas of your life do you find that serendipity to be the most prevalent or influential?
I would have to do a deep study on my life and all the people that I've met and interacted with to do that. I don't know. Probably we'll pick Lynette. Lynette being another one too, right? For some reason, the universe brought us together in the perfect moment and the perfect opportunity kind of presented itself. And if you were to just be a fly on the wall at that time, it was actually a nightmare at the time. Right before we got together and wanted to build Neighbor Media, you rewind 90 days before that. In both our experiences, it's absolute chaos, But that within that led us to that moment of us connecting and being together. And then, 3 years later, here we are, and look what we've built so far.
Are there any practices that you use to increase your chances of increasing these serendipitous moments?
There isn't that I use, at least not consciously. I haven't really thought of serendipity that much until this episode. I'm sure I will now. But I would say be open to meeting people, right? Get out into the world, get out of your bubble. Whatever version of that looks like for you, just try to make a conscious effort of doing that, whether that's, talking to the person that's behind you in a line at Tim Hortons, or someone that you interact with at the grocery store, or you go to these after 5 events and you're going to meet new people. Go volunteer or do some charity stuff. Get out into the community, get involved outside of your core bubble. Find ways where you can kind of break out of your bubble that you build yourself.
And how do you differentiate serendipity and just coincidence? Why does it matter?
Well, if you want to enjoy your life and believe in magic, then it's a serendipity, right? Or if you just want to be it's just a coincidence. I think it's just a perspective of how you want to look at your life and, everything that happens. Is it that everything happens for a reason? Or is it all just randomness and coincidence? I like to be on the more magical side of things. I think life is more enjoyable that way. So, just have the mindset on it. And you never know where the path is kind of leading you exactly. You can only do that in self-reflection as you look back on all the different moments and people that you've met and decisions that you have made. You can only do that backwards, but you can't do that. You can't predict the future. That doesn't mean you can't create your own reality, but you can't predict exactly how it's going to unfold. You can have a North Star and a direction, but life doesn't work that way.
What advice would you give to somebody who wants to embrace serendipity but struggles to let go of control?
Oh, man. This is a piece that I'm kind of toying with now in my mind, which it's kind of heavy on. It's do we have free will? This is the question of, do we have free will? Are you actually in control of what is going on? Because, in deep meditation practice, right? Do you have any control of the thoughts that come into your mind?
I like to think so.
You think so?
I like to think so.
If you can't tell me, you don't know what your next thought is going to be. It just appears in your consciousness.
You're right.
And then it's like the thoughts appear and then it leads to actions, right? Now, I personally, I like to believe in that we are in control too, but this is something that is messing with my mind now. Is like, because when you pay attention and you just have pure awareness of like your thoughts, feelings, emotions as they arise, right? You can watch them appear and disappear. So sorry, I went on a tangent there, but what was the question then?
What advice would you give somebody who wants to embrace serendipity but struggles to let go of
Control.
control?
Yeah. You can't control everything, Actually, you can't control most, right? I think what you can control is how you respond to things, how you respond to thoughts, how you respond to other people, how do you respond to feelings, how do you respond to emotions, right? But the world is happening around you too, and you have no control over that. I think it just goes back to kind of this mindset shift, and just live life with a little bit more wonder and magic. Let go and let it unfold in front of you a bit. I think it's more fun that way anyways.
So throughout the episode, I want to ask, how has your understanding of serendipity evolved?
I think it will evolve more after this episode. I think I'll think about it more. I've heard the word a lot, but I haven't really double clicked into it and thought about it. But I think I am more inspired to be more open for serendipity and those moments. I think a lot of time I can kind of be closed off.
What does the future hold for you in terms of embracing this serendipity? And are you excited for it?
I'm pumped for it.
What was your understanding of serendipity from this episode? Do you like to embrace it? Let us know in the comments below, and have a great day.